Yeah. Good morning, Toastmasters. Hey, man, I'm so excited. We're going to get together, party like rock stars. Hey, I wanted to take a quick minute to recap some things from last week. I had a number of requests from people wanting to get the points, the P's for getting paid as a professional. So I wanted to make sure to just answer all of those questions in one place, recapping what we talked about, the things that you need in order to get from free to fee, leveraging your Toastmasters experience, but more importantly, your personal experience through life at this point. And I'd like to start out by, again, for those of you that missed it, sharing just a part of my story. Again, by way of background, my name is Richard Harden. I'm actually born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. And my speaking career, ironically, started in the church. I was one of those kids that got volunteered for Easter speeches, and I can vividly remember the day where Mama had dressed us up in our robin's egg blue suit with our navy blue clip-on ties, and I got up for my Easter speech, youngest on the program, so first up, and literally I forgot everything that I knew. I was a ball of energy going into it, but that day on stage I couldn't remember not one word of it. And Mama got down there on my level and she said to me, "Don't worry, Rick, nobody knows what you're supposed to say anyway." Got on out there, did my thing, and from then on, I at least alleviated that one anxiety that I had about speaking and made me confident as a speaker. And it's a part of the advice that I give to every speaker when I began coaching them. And that progressed for me. By the time I was 4.5, only 6 months later, I was standing on the stage proudly as Thomas Jefferson at 4.5 years old. And that confidence, that feeling that I had something to say, transferred into and did influence my career choices in life. I actually was trained in engineering. So my major from Duke University, I was a double major in electrical engineering and computer science. I'm a very structured thinker. So I like to know how things are put together, how to take them apart, but most importantly, how to build something better from the pieces. And as I got out into corporate America, I found that my engineering training put me into a position where I could operate through a profession called solutions engineering. I'm literally that person in the selling force for enterprise software group that goes in, explains, demonstrates, and crafts a solution unique to the customer's problems. And I found myself needing to fine tune my business skills and join Toastmasters as a result, first of my career orientation. But as I got into it, wanting to get better at my sales presentations, just found that I had a message beyond what the company was paying me to say, started working through the leadership program and the speaking programs through the competitions, and eventually earned both of my distinguished Toastmaster recognitions, but also started to win recognition and awards. So I was officially an award-winning speaker, winning at the district level, and literally at the height of my speaking career in Toastmasters was a semifinalist in the World Championship of Public Speaking. And on the stage at the World Championship, I had that realization that not only was this a part of my profession, meaning I got paid for presentations during the day, during my work as a sales professional in the world of enterprise software. So I was already doing business to business selling, but also at night and on weekends, I was a network marketing professional, meaning I'm one of those people that knows in Atlanta to succeed financially, you need 2 jobs and a side hustle. I had both. And presentation skills was important to me in making money in both of those things. I pause to say that I still didn't know how to get paid as a presentation professional, meaning in my day job as an enterprise solutions architect, I had 2 roles. Number one was to understand and identify problems and technology solutions that went with them, and then express them in business terms. When I said those things the right way to the right people, they bought the software. The software changed the business, and in doing that change, changed people's lives. I got paid because of those presentations. In the network marketing arena, similar set of things had to happen. I had to know coming in what the product was, but also help people through the process of building a business and in many cases help them through things that were their traditional fears, help them through that fear of rejection, help them develop a mindset, help them develop a business plan and a business schedule so that in their part-time, they could begin to produce additional income beyond what they did in their jobs. Now, again, in network marketing, when I did a good job, the team grew, the team sold. When they sold, that increased our income, but I was still getting paid because of the presentation and not for the presentation. But I knew that there was a world out there of professional speakers that spoke for a fee, that regularly, just for showing up, delivering their message with excellence and the impact that it had on the masses, they could get paid for it. Those were the people I looked at as speaking professionals. And I've been a fan of people like Les Brown and Tony Robbins from the time that I was in my late teens and early 20s. I didn't know how to get paid that way. The distance between me and them was so staggering that I couldn't imagine how to get from where I was to where I wanted to be, and just found myself realizing that in the world of professionals, I was still needing to advance to the next level. So we talked for a while about describing professionals. And if you think about professional careers, if you want to be a doctor, you go to medical school. If you want to be a lawyer, you go to law school. If you want to be a mechanic or a plumber, you go to trade school. But there's some level of certification that you can attain in those traditional professions that lets the world know, number one, you are competent in that function, and number two, you can operate at a professional level, meaning they can pay you and expect to get results. Turns out the world of professional speaking is a little bit different, meaning there's no natural barrier between someone who is an unpaid speaker or a paid professional speaker. No certification that you can necessarily get by going to school, but through life experiences. I believe that each and every person listening to this video has a message that'll serve many, that's worth money. We just have to put ourselves in position to get paid for it. And that is basically where professional speaking comes into it. The difference physically observable between a speaker and a paid professional speaker is paid. So let's talk about some attributes. Now, I've had a favorite show back in the early 2000s. It was called Pros versus Joes, where they took elite level athletes and found people that were amateur athletes, might have played football in high school or basketball at college or junior college. And then they got to go against somebody like Shaquille O'Neal on the court for 21. And it's amazing the difference, not just in the physical stature of a pro, because a professional athlete, we can admit, they have some attributes that make them gifted in the sense that you can't train long enough to become 7'2". Does that make sense? But there are 9 things in the world of professional speaking that can get you paid as a pro. And I'm going to run through these quickly, just in fulfillment to make sure that those people that I rushed out of that experience on Saturday get what you came for. 9 P's to getting paid as a pro. You need a picture, professional posture, problem, process, purposeful preparation, a plan, peer support, passion, and persistence. And first things first, most important thing that you can bring to any undertaking is a picture, a compelling vision of what you want to see. Now, representative of that for me was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali had one thing that he's known for saying. He said, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest there ever was. Even before I knew I was the greatest, I knew I was the greatest. And by having that vision, it gave him something to continually move toward and aspire to, but inspired people in and out of his sport with his vision. Now, when it comes to you, I'm not asking you to go out there and knock people out with your words. Well, maybe I am. But what I am saying is, it all begins, getting paid begins with a vision of yourself as that successful impact maker. Making an impact, just understanding that your vision, what you see, determines what you, as a matter of fact, if you can't see it, you can't be it. So if we start this process knowing, going in, that your aspiration is to become a paid professional speaker, not just so that you'll make money, but for the impact that the words you have that you say will have on the lives of the people around you, about the results that you create. Now, starting from that vision, it focuses us in on a set of goals, a set of things that you can aspire to in terms of payment. One thing is just making that transition, would like to be paid to speak, but when it comes to goals, your goals still have to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time specific, but taking from your big picture vision, what you see so vividly that you can almost feel yourself in possession of it, gives you the starting point, and then the goals that you put around it on a high level, being paid to speak how often, to how many people, at what fee, over what period of time, how long will you give yourself to move toward that goal? And I want you to write them down. Say the difference between a goal and a wish is nothing but a date. So starting with where you are, find some specific measurable goals for you, whether it's your next level in pathways to compete in and win the contest. Each of those goals starts to have actions with it. So from your goals, that breaks down your activities. It tells you on a daily basis what you need to do to move toward that vision. And it always happens in this hierarchy. The challenge that I had, and that many of people that come to me for coaching, is what do I need to do to get paid? And it starts first. It's not necessarily what you need to do isn't important. It's just it comes third in the list. Start with vision, set goals, and then based on those goals, what's your consistent commitment on a daily basis to do the things that move you in that direction? Here's one of my goals and activity combinations that help move me along. I said, I am a speaker. I speak to an audience at least once a week. Now, that meant I had several opportunities between my business, my work, and Toastmasters. There were a number of places to practice, but what I put myself on was a consistent activity diet where I was always speaking and had actions to move me toward improving in that area. Now, next we talked about the rock. If you smell what the rock is cooking, posture. And I mean professional posture. As we began to evolve our expectations as speakers, it should come through to people that that's something that we do. It shouldn't be a shock to anybody that you are a speaker, most importantly you. So the first thing that you have to start to do is affirm. I talk to myself, and I hope that you do too. And I hope that when you talk to yourself, you're saying good things. The best thing that you can say for yourself, start having that affirmation. I am a paid professional speaker. Get very specific about the amount of money you intend to generate over the next 12 weeks or 12 months, but whatever it is, on a daily basis, wake up with those words in your mouth. The posture. I want you to hold your head high, your chest out, and when you stand with your feet about 2 feet apart, shoulder width apart in that superhero posture. And here's a secret. Walk about 25% faster. It'll help you get accustomed to moving with decision and deliberateness in the direction that you're going. But every day, make that affirmation to yourself. I am a paid professional speaker. I intend to accumulate an additional $20,000 in income in my speaking business over the next 12 weeks. In exchange for that additional income, here are the individual things I'll do. I won't give you my whole affirmation today, but build one for you that does that. Third, and this is important, this is critical as you go from projects, from things that you're doing because that's the next assignment in Toastmasters, to things that you're doing from a fee structure basis. You need to be clear about what problems you're equipped as an expert to solve. What problems do you solve, and what processes do you put in place to help other people get the same result? Again, it's critical in this day and age. The industry for speakers has shifted. They've moved away from hiring expert speakers to experts who speak. I'm sure you've been to an event where there was someone on the main stage presenting their solution to a problem where their speaking skills were probably inferior to yours. They were hired for their expertise, and it's a part of just understanding that meeting planners are still buyers, and everybody in every arena buys the solution to a problem. It doesn't matter what your topic is, your industry, or your expertise. You are the solution to someone's problem, the fulfillment of someone's dream, but you've got to be clear about it. They say that speakers need to get into bowling so they get good at knowing their lane and staying in it. All right, purposeful preparation for here. Case point, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is possibly the best prepared athlete in history. And when I talk about purposeful preparation, there are two reference books that talk about Tiger Woods in particular. There's one called Talent is Overrated, and second is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, where they talk about the 10,000 hour rule in developing expertise. And what they simply state is that it takes 10,000 hours of working specifically in your craft with feedback to get better. In Tiger Woods' case, at the age of 3, he got his first set of golf clubs. His dad was already a golf pro and semi-retired, so he had all day, every day to work with his pride and joy in doing the thing that brought him joy. So Tiger's affinity for golf, his skill at golf, he was already at 10,000 hours by the time he got to be 12 years old. By the time we started knowing his name, he was such an accomplished amateur that he was better at golf than most of the pros. Purposeful preparation matters. Now, think about the elements in Tiger's life and how they can apply in yours. Number one, he had an exceptional coach, and he played every day. He played often with feedback on how to specifically improve. And that's one of the things I urge for us to do. One thing that I had as an early mistake is what you call winging it, meaning I didn't necessarily write or think about my next presentation until the day before I was signed up to speak at Toastmasters the next time. Did I improve? Yes. But when I got intentional, when I got purposeful, was when I started working as though the things that I was preparing, the projects, I was literally preparing them to become products. I want you to think about each project that you do, not just as the next assignment and your vice president of education assigned you to speak, but that is a product in the making in its early research and development days, and you're getting free market evaluation and feedback from the other members in your club. Now, the second thing I urge everybody to do is to take advantage of the district conferences and competitions. Get in the contest. I don't care if you win, but what happens when you win is you prepare differently. You practice harder. In preparation for the World Champion of Public Speaking, for example, my signature keynote, one that I'm paid for today, I literally delivered 10 times to 10 different audiences, each time focusing on a different element of the Competent Communicator Manual. Ask yourself, what project have you done 10 times looking for feedback and making changes and adjustments along the way? But for the time, for the investment, for the ability, that purposeful preparation takes us to the next level. Got to have a plan. And in this case, when we talk about speaking and a speaking business, it means that we need a business plan. Now, again, there's not business school. There's not law school. I mean, there's not necessarily speaker school where there's a university that'll give you a degree in public speaking, but you can look at the speaking business from the mindset of an entrepreneur. And there are two categories of things that you have to consistently make and adjust plans for. Mike Tyson's famous for saying that everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Well, your plan has to consist of two things. I'll make the assumption that you're a little bit like me. If you're starting a speaking business, you're starting on a part-time basis, meaning there's something that you do that's right now putting food on the table and paying your bills. Because it's a part-time business, you have to determine what part of the time you'll focus on building your business, meaning your business skill, but also on what time you'll spend building your business engine. Now, I don't have a lot of time to go into a business plan breakdown, but at a high level, you need a revenue target. You've got to have an amount of money that you intend to make, because people tend to not make targets. And if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it dead on every time. So top line is your revenue target. Second, what's your investment? What do you invest in your development of your website? Do you have a book that's in you, in your word processor, but needs to be out here in the public making an impact? Do you have a message? Do you have a seminar? Do you have a training series? Whatever it is that you have, You've got to have a plan for what investments you need to make strategically. Who can help you? Who has expertise in getting those things together? So top line is revenue. How much am I going to make? Second, what's my investment? What's my investment in dollars, and what will I do with those dollars? What's my investment in time, and what time is it? And you got to make your office hours real, like a real business. See, the best thing about being an entrepreneur is you're in control of your schedule. You get to determine your priorities for your business. The downside is that if you don't do it, for most people, there's no one that'll know but your banker. All right. Next, peer support. One of the most critical elements, two of my favorite athletes to see together, Venus and Serena Williams, sisters. Again, the advantage of early coaching and training from their dad, who was just inducted into the Hall of Fame of tennis coaches. At one point in their careers, each of them was number one or number two in the world. And at some points, they've alternated being number one and number two. They've played together. They've trained together. They grew up together. They played against one another. They played in doubles, but they're one of the best examples that I can visibly see in the sports world of iron sharpening iron. You have to play at a certain level to feel comfortable hanging around them. Now, here's my injunction for you. I'll make the assumption that if you are at the Free to Fee seminar, you are either the best or one of the best speakers in your club right now. Challenge with that is it gives you two things that you're required to do. Number one is you've got to always be feeding back. You do owe for the things that were given to you, passing that blessing back to someone else, helping them through, hoping that your mistakes can help them get to their next level. At the same time, you've got to search out that group of people that are doing the things that you want to do on the level that you want to do them. In my case, again, I was one of the, based on competition standards, one of the better speakers I knew, but I did not know the speaking business. So I had to seek out speaking professionals, find them, stalk them on social media, ask them questions. And what's amazing is that they were surprised. They were just as willing to give back to me as I was giving back to the people in my club. So this is something that you can start doing right now, is starting to look around for peers in a couple of categories. So number one, you want to find some people that are business serious about their speaking. Number two, you want to find some coaching, expert coaching. Find some people that have moved above you in level. Ask them for the things that they're willing to tell you and share with you over a cup of coffee. And when it comes down to it, a part of what we put into our plan was investing. I've invested in coaching from Mark Brown, Tom Nixon, Darren LaCroix. A lot of the people that have been out here doing things help me shape my professional personas, part of what I give back. One before last is passion. Now, in here we have Usain Bolt, world's fastest man, at least he was a couple of years ago. But what I want to urge you is, as we talk about the things that we've talked about, and I know we've gone very rapid pace, but it's with the intention that if you have a solution, if you know that your vision, the picture of who you are, can help many people solve a problem that they have, you've built within yourself the posture, the plan, and the process for being able to consistently deliver. You got to get passionate and excited about that on a daily basis. Now, again, simple recipe. It's ironic, but it works. You put your eyebrows up and you move with intensity. Just make a practice 25% faster. Just walk 25% faster. Two things happen. Number one, you start to win the Fitbit challenge. But number two, you develop the habit of making fast decisions and following through. They say that successful people make decisions quickly and are very slow to change them, and that unsuccessful people take a long time to make a decision and then they change their mind all the time. Most important element, I saved the best for last, and one of the best for last. That young man right there is Hank Aaron. Hank Henry Aaron serves within Major League Baseball as the home run standard. In his career in Major League Baseball, for most of the seasons that he played, he led the league in home runs and broke Babe Ruth's home run record. That's what we celebrate. What most people don't know is that for every year that he led the league in home runs, he also led the league in strikeouts. What that means is you got to swing the bat. in order to make the play. And in this business, I want you to know up front, there are some people that will tell you no. There are some people that will tell you they will get back to you, and they don't know how to get back to you. There are all kinds of things. There are ups, there's downs, there's highs, there are lows, but you got to stick in it long enough, doing it long enough, consistently over time to build first you, second, your story. The combination of that better you, your better story, your better marketing, your better plan, your better plays is what gets you paid. Know that it's going to, if it was easy, everybody would have done it. Get started, keep going, don't quit, and find people to help you go through. Last thing, I do want to make sure that everybody got a chance to see the invitation to join Tom Nixon, Al Wiseman, Wayne Cartwright, and myself at the NSA Georgia meeting this up and coming Saturday morning on October 12th. We meet at 2030 Powers Ferry Road, Suite 270. That's Rich Hart's office complex. But take time, go to the NSA Georgia website and register. Now, I'll say up front for people that don't know the difference, NSA is not for everyone. National Speakers Association is the association of professional speakers. In Toastmasters, we teach you how to speak. In NSA, we teach you the speaking business, and it's combining those things together that's been helpful for me to continue to move the needle to go from where I was to where I want to be. I offer that as a resource to you. And just remember, you got to have that picture, posture, process, problem, purposeful preparation, your plan, peer support, passion, and persistence. Remember, in the end, we can make money or we can make excuses, but we can't do both. Please continue to share your success with me. Visit me online at my website. Send me an email, especially if you're planning to come on Saturday, so that we can find an area to hang out together. But in all things, become and be the you that you're meant to be, because the world needs you, not just your passion, but your message. And when you do, when you deliver, you'll get paid as a pro. Look forward to seeing you not at the top, over the top, helping someone else get there. Talk to you soon.